Hello and welcome, my name is Kyle FtW and welcome to another Call of Duty Modern Warfare video. In this video, we are back with another standard commentary type of a video, and in this video we are going to be talking about what, in my opinion, is the biggest problem with Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And probably a lot of you guys' first instinct will be, oh, the maps are terrible, the weapon balance is bad, this and this and this and this and this, and while I do believe that some of the maps are bad, I think that this problem that I'm going to be talking about in this video is actually a larger problem, and I'm not sure if this is a fixable problem in all honesty, which is really unfortunate, but let's go ahead and jump into this. So, of course, the maps were bad to start off with, and I definitely agree with anybody who says that, but the maps since then have gotten a lot better in this game, but one thing in this game has just never gotten better, and that is the players. The players of Modern Warfare are arguably the most toxic people I have ever played in a Call of Duty game. Now, before you get mad and click off the video, let me explain. Not everybody plays this way, but the people who do play this way tend to ruin the game for me and seem to ruin the game for a lot of other people, that's excluding myself. And this is a multiplayer only focused video. People will sometimes play like this in Warzone as well, but this is a mostly multiplayer issue. And let's go ahead and get into this. So the two type of players that we're going to be breaking it down today are the sweat, and then we have the just adapt type of a player. And both of these players ruin this game for me, and I know they ruin the game for a lot of people. So we'll go into exactly why they ruin this game. And yeah, that'll pretty much do it for the video. So let's start off with the sweaty player. Now, I played 2 games of Modern Warfare today, trying to represent both playstyles. So, of course, the sweat is the guy who uses the MP5 only, the Growl only, the MP7 only, and I think I said the MP5 already, but if I didn't, there you go. Who uses basically the most overpowered guns in the game only. They jump around every corner, they're sliding, they're constantly going between regular auto sprint and not regular auto sprint, and they're just sliding and jumping and just it's so toxic. It's such a toxic play style, the way that these guys play, and they're sliding around and they're jumping and they're just being annoying. And number one, it doesn't make you a great player to be jumping around and sliding on your butt and using the most overpowered weapons. That doesn't make you a good player, but yet these players do this all the time, and it is infuriating to play with these players because it really just makes like, oh damn, I'm doing bad this game, and it's probably because I'm not using the best weapon in the game, and it sucks. It's not fun. It's really unfortunate. I mean, especially for a player like me who's always used every weapon in the game. You know, I have an M4 and an MP5 class in my classes only if I need them. You know, if I'm playing in such a toxic lobby where either everybody is using the gun or if everyone is using the M4 or the MP5, then I will join a lot, then I will pull out that class. But for the most part, I like mixing it up in this game. I like using the Striker, I like using the AUG, I like using the AK-47, the Kilo, the SA-87 LMG. I love mixing up my weapons and having a lot of fun using a wide variety of weapons. So it's really discouraging when I jump into a lobby, and this is almost every single lobby, and I do blame skill-based matchmaking for this, but almost every single lobby is these players who are using the M4 or the MP5 or the MP7, and they're jumping around every corner, they're sliding on the ground, they're playing so sweaty as if their life depended on it, and I just never understand that. In my live commentaries, you see me saying, why is this guy playing this way? Why is he doing this? And I don't know why they're playing that way. And sometimes they go more negative than I go. It's just so annoying. And I know that, you know, people, you can play however you want, but I think that's the first player that really ruins Modern Warfare and is honestly a huge problem with the game. And now we have the next player, which is by far more toxic than the sweaty player. The sweaty player, you know, it is what it is. They've been in every COD since Call of Duty 4. So I'm really, you know, the sweat, yeah, they're annoying, they're a toxic player, but they're really not, you know, they're not as bad as the just adapt guy, because that guy is the person that makes me quit the game, leave matches, not even want to bother, and it's so frustrating. So let's go ahead and talk about this adapt guy. Now, the gameplay in the background is not a good representation of the adapt guy, because I cannot stand that playstyle. I tried my best to do that playstyle, but even then I didn't do it accurately, because this just adapt guy is the guy that mounts on everything, who sits in the back of the map when you're trying to play when you're playing objective game modes, who never leaves their spawn. They're the guy that crouch around, aiming down their sights, being so careful. And these guys are by far the most toxic player. I have no idea who came up with the just adapt meme, or who came up with saying these two words, just adapt. It makes no sense. Call of Duty is not a game about sitting in the back of the map, mounting on your little head glitch, or not moving from your spawn. The amount of matches that I've played where there's players who are camping in the back, they spawn in, they run 5 feet, they mount on their thing, and they sit there the entire game. They don't play the objective. I'm an only objective game mode player. I play headquarters, kill confirmed, and domination 9 times out of 10. And these guys, they spawn in the game and they just camp the entire game. They're sitting in the back of the map. They're not even leaving their spawn. The amount of games that I've played, it doesn't even really matter the map either, which is why I'm saying that the players are the problem. I mean, Hard Hat, this happens. You know, Shoot House, this happens. All of the good maps in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, you find players who are playing this way. And it is so frustrating, especially if they're on my team. It's one thing if they're on the enemy team, yeah, they're annoying, but if they're on my team, I don't know why they play this way. It's so frustrating. And then they're the people that are in everyone's comment section that say, just adapt to the game, man. Just adapt. They're by far the most toxic player in this game, and they are probably the main reason that this game is so bad. And that's pretty much all I want to talk about the players in this game. And now let's go ahead and jump into number 1, this game's potential, and number 2, how if these players were gone, this could be a D tier where I put it, all the way up to an A tier Call of Duty. So let's get into that now. So for some reason, for some wild and crazy reason, people refuse to rush in this game. I don't know why they refuse to rush. I really don't, because rushing is a 100% a viable option in this game. It doesn't even matter the map. I mean, Piccadilly, Euphrates Bridge, Shoot House, Shipment, Rust, all of those maps you can rush on. But people just refuse to rush. And how I rush in Call of Duty, I may make a dedicated video on this too, but I rush in this game using stim. Stim is by far the best way to rush in this game. You can get yourself into a very sticky situation. You can pop that stim, get yourself all the way up to full health, and you can be back into the action in 2 seconds, and it really affects how you rush. But the problem with rushing in this game, and why it sometimes is very difficult to get gameplay, is because you have these two players in the lobby. They're in every lobby, and they're so frustrating. Especially the adapt guy. As I mentioned previously, this is the guy that you just never want to play against, because he's the one that camps in the corners, and is so frustrating as a rush player, because you can sound horse so easily if you crouch around the map and you be super tactical and super careful, and then you get shot in the back and it's super frustrating, which hurts rushing. So because of this fact, people refuse to rush in this game. But then you have the sweats, who definitely rush all the time because they can't stop. They're like on G Fuel or on Adderall or something, and they're sliding around and they're jumping and all that stuff, but they're rushing, which is why they're not as toxic as the adapt guy, in my opinion. Whoever is listening to my voice who plays this way, just try to rush. Just try one game. Use stim and rush. Put it into your playstyle and give it a try. Now, I don't know about any of you guys watching this video, but there are some of you that are probably way better of a Call of Duty player than I am, who are just really good, and who get into lobbies that are not like this, and who just dominate. And you're lucky. You're very lucky, because in the lobbies that I get into, almost every single lobby has these two players in it. And I know that part of it is because of skill-based matchmaking, but another part of it is I don't know why these adapt players exist. I think it's just part of it is the design. Now, I'm not saying that the players is the entire reason that this game is bad, but I do believe that this game would be so much better if these two players were toned down a little bit, and by toning down those players, that would also mean toning down the skill-based matchmaking, and therefore would make the game a lot better. Because I do believe that this game has the potential to be one of the best CODs ever, but because of these players and because of some of the other things like the perk balance and stuff like that, this game is a definite D tier game, and mostly for me it's the players. And I apologize if there's anybody watching this video that played this way, but that's what I believe is the biggest problem with this game, because the microtransaction system is great. The weapon balance is a little on the bad side, but any weapon is viable. The streaks are really fun, but you have these two players who just tend to ruin your fun. And I apologize if I offended anybody, but that is just personally how I feel about this game. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was a little bit controversial, and I understand that, but that's what honestly, that's how I feel is the biggest problem with this game. If you have missed any of my other previous Modern Warfare videos, you can go ahead and check those out at the end of the video. And if you guys want to check out my second channel as well, that is a mainly zombies channel, so I'd be very, very happy if you guys would check that out if you are into zombies. I'll see you guys all in another Call of Duty video very, very soon.